Hello there you guys, welcome to one of my videos. Ole Gunnar Solkjaer versus Mikel Arteta. Ole Gunnar Solskjaer needs to beat Mikel Arteta. Solskjaer has lost twice to Arteta in the two appearances they've had against each other. Arsenal have had a good record against us at the Emirates in the league in recent years. Arsenal have been in very good form in the league recently. They recently beat Southampton 3-1. They did have that setback in the FA Cup last weekend. They lost 1-0 to Southampton. There was a lot of Arsenal fans that were demanding Mikel Arteta out earlier on in the season, reflecting how inconsistent Arsenal were, because at one point they were facing a relegation battle. They were sitting 15th. But I think there's quite a lot of Arsenal fans that are now Mikel Arteta in. Mikel Arteta has been Arsenal manager for over a year now. He won his first trophy with Arsenal last season. That was the FA Cup. Arsenal have won 14 FA Cups. They are the most successful team in FA Cup history. Before they had Mikel Arteta, they had Freddie Ljungberg in on a temporary basis. Before they had Freddie Ljungberg, they had Unai Emery. They sacked Unai Emery after like 18 months. And before Unai Emery, they had Arsene Wenger. He was at Arsenal for 22 years, so Arteta is their third manager since Wenger. Obviously, we lost the game at the Emirates last season 2-0. And Arsenal beat us earlier on this season at Old Trafford 1-0. That was Arsenal's first win at Old Trafford in the Premier League since 2006. It's always a big game as Arsenal Man United, but it was always a very good fixture when we had Ferguson and when they had Wenger. They are the two longest serving managers. Arsenal have got some very good players in their team. These couple of players I don't really rate in Arsenal's squad. Obviously they've got Aubameyang. He's one of their key players. He's had his bad periods, but he's still a world-class player. I also liked him when he was at Borussia Dortmund. Now, I don't know if Aubameyang's going to be playing against us tomorrow, because he has been absent recently because of his mother's health issues. Don't forget, we inquired about getting Aubameyang a while ago. They've also got Lacazette. He's one of their key players and I do rate him a lot. They've also got Nicolas Pepe. Didn't enjoy the best of starts to his Arsenal career, but as it's gone on, I think he has really improved. Pepe was very good when he was at Lille. They've also got Willian. Mikel Arteta recommended him in, got him in from Chelsea. They've also got Martin Odegaard. They've just recently brought him in. Could be making his debut for Arsenal tomorrow. I presume he's going to be Arsenal's new number 10. They've also got Smith Rowe. I think he's been out with injury recently, but he's a pretty good player. I do rate that Saka is a young player and he's been in very good form for Arsenal. And they've also got El Nene. They've got Granit Xhaka. To be honest with you, I don't really rate Granit Xhaka a lot. They've got Thomas Partey. He's certainly one of their key players. He's made an impact at Arsenal. Mikel Arteta recommended him in. I think they've got that Solkjaer, however you pronounce his name. I think he was on loan with Leeds last season. Arsenal have also got Kieran Tierney, who I do rate a lot. Very, very good left back. He's out with injury at the moment, and he's sustained a few injuries since he became an Arsenal player. I also liked him a lot when he was at Celtic. Arsenal have also got that Gabriel Magalhaes, who I rate. Mikel Arteta recommended him in. They've also got Pablo Mari. Arteta recommended him in. I think he's out with injury at the moment. They've got Danny Ceballos. He's out with injury at the moment. Hector Bellerin, he's quite good. They've got that Mustafi. I think there's been rumours of him leaving Arsenal. They've also got Rob Holding. They've got Maitland-Niles. They've got David Luiz, who they got from Chelsea. They've got Leno, who is their first choice goalkeeper. They've also got Cedric Soares. That's another player Mikel Arteta recommended in. Arsenal have let quite a few players go. Recently, Socrates left them. Ozil left them. Ozil was a long-serving player for Arsenal. I think he enjoyed around, 7-8 years with them. They did loan Guendouzi out. They also loaned Lucas Torreira out. In recent years, they obviously let Lichtsteiner go. They let Koscielny go. They let Danny Welbeck go. They let Jack Wilshere go, I think, under the Unai Emery era. They let Aaron Ramsey go. They let Samir Nasri go. They let Theo Walcott go. They let Alex Iwobi go. Don't forget, we got Robin Van Persie off them back in 2012. And we got Alexis Sanchez off them back in 2018. Don't forget, Arsenal were the Invincibles back in 2004 because they went undefeated all season. So yeah, it is going to be a big game. It is a must-win game for us because we have got to bounce back from that 2-1 defeat to Sheffield United recently. That was absolutely abysmal against Sheffield United. We lost to the worst team in the Premier League because Sheffield United are rock bottom. And it was Sheffield United's first win at Old Trafford since 1973. And that was Sheffield United's second win this season and their first Premier League away win of the season. But it was our first defeat in the league since November the 1st. But we have been very, very poor at home, this season. Is that 5 defeats now at Old Trafford in the Premier League this season? And we missed the opportunity to go back top. But we've actually, been very, very good away from home in the Premier League. We haven't lost away from home in the Premier League for over a year. We are unbeaten in our last 17 Premier League away games. We equalled the record from the 98-99 season. If we do beat Arsenal tomorrow, we would have broken that record. But yeah, Solskjaer gave his perception on that game against Sheffield United, and he was fuming with Sheffield United's controversial first goal because he insisted that David De Gea was fouled by Billy Sharp in the build-up. He actually blamed the referee for 2 mistakes in the Sheffield United defeat. And he blamed our sloppy defensive errors for the loss. And I think Solskjaer will make some changes in this game against Arsenal from the 2-1 loss against Sheffield United. I've already given you my starting 11 prediction for the game. I'll go through with you again. I think we're going to go with David De Gea in goal and Wan-Bissaka at right back. I think the two centre-halves will be Victor Lindelof and Harry Maguire. Eric Bailly's actually a doubt for the game because he's picked up another injury. I'd love Bailly to be involved in this game because he has done very, very well since he started playing again, but he's just too injury prone. Left back Luke Shaw, midfield Paul Pogba and Fred. Up ahead of them Bruno Fernandes. On the left Marcus Rashford. On the right Mason Greenwood, and up top Edison Cavani. I don't want Martial to start this game because, Martial's been out of form, and a lot of Man United fans are saying that Martial needs to be dropped. But, reflect on that loss against Sheffield United. A lot of Man United fans don't think we're going to win the league now. We are still certainly in the title race. But I've said, during the course of this season that I'm very sceptical we'll win the league. But we'll win another title at some point. If we do, it'll be our first Premier League title since 2013. And it'll be our 21st title overall. But, in recent weeks, Solskjaer has been playing mind games anyway. Because he did say prior to our game against Burnley that we must stay humble and not think we've cracked it if we go top. He said after our 1-0 win against Wolves earlier on this season that we're not in the title races yet, but he said if we are still challenging in March, he'll start to believe that we are in it. A lot of people now believe that Manchester City are going to win it, but it is very, very imperative that we get our first trophy on the board under the Ole Gunnar Solskjaer era, because we haven't won a trophy for just over 4 years. There's 3 trophies we can pursue this season. We can win the Premier League, we can win the FA Cup, and we can also win the Europa League. Obviously, my perception isn't going to change on Solskjaer, with one bad result. I am still Ole in. Ole has made good progress in the last year or so. The thing that concerns me more than all about Solskjaer is his decision making, like I've said before, because there's still games where he is getting his selections wrong, but there's also been games where he has showed tactical flexibility. But he's got to show tactical flexibility persistently. I still don't know if Ole Gunnar Solskjaer is the long-term manager for Man United. I think he's been let down in the transfer market yet again. Like I mentioned yesterday, the board have not backed him enough. Solskjaer did recently say that he doesn't expect any signings before this transfer window closes, and I think we need more signings if we are to be genuine title contenders. I've already named the 3 areas where Man United need to strengthen up. I think we need a striker, we need a world-class midfielder, and we also need a centre-half. This January transfer window is his 5th transfer window as Man United manager, and the board have promised that they will back Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. Woodward did say towards the end of last year he will back Solskjaer with a long-term plan centred around summer transfer windows. And when we did enjoy them bad periods under Solskjaer, Woodward came out and assured that Solskjaer's job is safe. Because, our board have got a soft stance on Solskjaer, with Solskjaer being a club legend. But the board has been one of the biggest problems at the club for several years. I've already given you the main explanations why. Woodward's been with us several years. He's been at the club since 2012. The Glazers have been at the club since 2005. But despite our reluctance to back Solskjaer with transfers and that, I still think he has made good signings as Man United manager. He's spent over £200 million at the club. In the summer of 2019, he brought Daniel James, Wan-Bissaka and Harry Maguire in. In January of last year, he brought Bruno Fernandes in and Odion Ighalo in on loan. And in the summer transfer window of last year, he brought Donny van der Beek in, Alex Telles, Edison Cavani, Facundo Pellistri and Amad Diallo Traore. I do like the way that Ole Gunnar Solskjaer has promoted the youth, because he has given a lot of the young players opportunities, like he said he would when he first came in. But he said in general, players will get their chances to express themselves, and Solskjaer has brought more young players into the club. It won't be long now before we do see Amad Diallo Traore in action. That was confirmed by Ole. And he said Amad Diallo Traore could be part of the first team squad in the next few weeks. We got Amad Diallo Traore in a deal worth £37 million. With add-ons included. We paid £19 million up front. Amad Diallo Traore to Man United was official earlier on this month. But actually the deal was agreed last October. Facundo Pellistri, I think he's going to be going out on loan. That was confirmed by Ole. Solskjaer says though, fringe players could leave before the transfer window closes. So yeah, we have been focusing a lot more on the outgoings rather than the incomings in this window. Just want to give you some news, by the way, on Jesse Lingard. Jesse Lingard has agreed a loan deal to join West Ham until the end of the season. I think it says West Ham will pay a fee of 1.5 million. Jesse Lingard rejected loan offers from Newcastle and West Brom. But ESPN said earlier on this month that we will allow Jesse Lingard to go, despite Solskjaer saying that he wants him to stay. But yeah, we're making the right decision by loaning Jesse Lingard out. You know, Lingard lost his place in the team a while ago. We did trigger that 1-year extension on his contract, by the way. Lingard hasn't played for us in the Premier League since July last year. This season he's only played twice in the Carabao Cup, and he played in the FA Cup third round against Watford. So I think he's the fourth player to depart the club in this January transfer window. So yeah, looks like he's going to be going to West Ham on loan till the end of the season, and the loan fee West Ham are paying is 1.5 million. There you go. Solskjaer also confirmed earlier on this month that Sergio Romero and Marcus Rojo are free to leave, because he mentioned that their contracts won't be extended. Phil Jones, I'd also like him to leave the club. There's obviously been rumours of Brandon Williams going out on loan, because Brandon Williams is our third choice left back following the arrival of Alex Telles and Daniel James. You know, there's been narratives of him possibly leaving because he's lost his place in the team. And more players could leave Man United in the summer. But yeah, you know, we've seen a lot of players now leave since Solskjaer got recommended in. So Lingard's going to be leaving. Timothy Fosu-Mensah left earlier on this month. He joined Bayer Leverkusen. Odion Ighalo recently said his farewells to Man United. We're seeing the likes of Young leave, Valencia leave, Smalling leave, Darmian leave, Fellaini leave. I think he was the first player to leave under Ole. He left in January 2019. Seen Herrera and Lukaku leave, seen Sanchez leave, seen Angel Gomez leave. We've also loaned quite a few young players out as well. But these are obviously a lot of players that we are going to keep at the football club. I think Man United do deserve a lot of credit for sticking with Solskjaer, because Solskjaer could have easily been sacked as Man United manager. He was lucky not to be sacked earlier on in the season when we got knocked out of the Champions League. He was lucky not to be sacked after our 6-1 defeat to Tottenham. He was lucky not to be sacked at the first part of last season, because at the first part of last season we enjoyed our worst start to a Premier League season for 30 years. Solskjaer has been criticised a lot as Man United manager, especially earlier on in the season, reflecting how inconsistent we was. But with how good we've been in that in recent months, our perceptions have started to change on him. I think reflecting on the progress he has made, he's on course to earn himself a new contract. Prior to the Sheffield United game, it was confirmed that Solskjaer has had no discussions over a new contract yet. He's got 18 months left on his current contract. This is his second full season at Manchester United, and I said he's going to be given at least another season at the football club. He's been Man United manager now for over 2 years, like I said. Reflecting how long he's been at the club, he's gained some managerial experience. Man United is the third club in his managerial career. Don't forget Solskjaer has got us to the FA Cup 5th round. He got us to the EFL Cup semi-final earlier on this season. We lost that to Man City 2-0. He did well last season in his first full season, got us qualification for the Champions League, got us third, and he guided us to 3 semi-finals. And when Solskjaer got appointed in as Man United manager, he knew it was going to be a big job, despite him knowing the culture of the club. He knew he obviously had to come in and make Man United consistent again. He knew he had to come in and make the right signings, and obviously has made some good signings, but hasn't brought all the players that he wanted in. He knew he had to get rid of the deadwood, and to his credit, he has got rid of some of the deadwood. Solskjaer's inheriting players from other managerial eras. The vast majority of this team is Jose Mourinho's. I think there's only a few players here now from the Van Gaal era. There's only one player here from the Moyes era, and there's only 2 players here, I think, from the Sir Alex Ferguson era. But what I've seen in recent months, Solskjaer's, bringing the old Man United back. This is disregarding the Sheffield United result. And we have been getting glimpses of the Sir Alex Ferguson era, because we've come from behind in a lot of games this season, and we did that a lot under Sir Alex Ferguson. Obviously, Solskjaer's not going to, replicate what Ferguson did in that, and he's not going to last as long as Ferguson did. Ferguson endured 27 years with us. He won a total of 38 major honours, including 13 Premier League titles. But Ferguson didn't settle in straight away, because he didn't win out in his first 4 years at the football club. But yeah, we was inconsistent for so long, up until the game. Up until this point under Solskjaer. Because we've sacked 3 managers since Ferguson. That was Moyes, Louis van Gaal, and Jose Mourinho. We haven't only had different managers with different philosophies. We've brought around 36, 37 players in since Ferguson left. Under the Moyes era, we brought Marion Fellaini and Juan Mata in. Under Louis van Gaal era, we must have brought a good 14, 15 players in. He brought the likes of Schneidlin in, Sebastian Schweinsteiger, Di Maria, Falcao, Memphis Depay, Rojo, Darmian, Martial, Shaw, Herrera, Romero, Valdez. They're a lot of the players we brought in under Louis van Gaal era, and like I said, Jose Mourinho recommended 11 players into the club. And we spent over £1 billion on players. Obviously, we appointed Solkjaer in as Man United manager on December the 18th to replace Mourinho, and he's been permanent Man United manager since March 2019. We're given the job permanently, reflecting on what he did in that 3-month period when he was the interim manager. Now, you know the latest on all the transfer news, don't you? I'll give you a bit more of an update on the transfers my next video. I presume that Ole Gunnar Solskjaer's press conference will be coming up today for, ahead of the game against Arsenal tomorrow. So, yeah. But like I've said, there is good players at Manchester United. You know, like I said, Cavani's very, very good. He's made an impact since he's come in. Definitely prefer him ahead of Anthony Martial. Rashford is very, very good. He's improved under Solskjaer, but he's still had some bad games. I just think we need to keep Marcus Rashford out wide because that's where he's more effective. Just recently come back from a minor knee injury. You know, is he fully fit, Marcus Rashford? That's the question. Mason Greenwood's also good. Haven't really had much of a perception on him throughout the course of this season because hasn't played as much as I expected. Bruno Fernandes, he's an exceptional player. You know, in most of his games at Man United, he has been very, very consistent. There's only been a few games where he has looked off the pace. You know, Bruno Fernandes actually recently denied that he needs a rest. He's actually saying the exact same thing as what Solskjaer said. Because Solskjaer said prior to the game against Fulham that, you know, he denies Fernandes needs a rest. And he defended him. Fernandes has been at the club now almost a year. He won Player of the Month for December, but he's won that now quite a few times, reflecting on his good performances. You know, you've got Fred, that's good. He's improved under the Ole Gunnar Solskjaer era. I think McTominay's improved under Ole. Paul Pogba, his performances have recently been good, but he weren't good against Sheffield United recently. Like I said, he was good in the first, 10 minutes of the game. That's when he was bright. By the way, Paul Pogba gave us an update on his contract talks. And he said he is happy at Man United, but he's not thinking about a new contract at this moment in time. He did actually say after our game against Fulham that Paul Pogba is actually considering making a U-turn at the club. And he contradicted his agent, Mini Oriola, for the second time. Paul Pogba could stay at Man United potentially past the summer. Could possibly sign a new long-term contract at the club. But his future is on hold until the end of the season. We do know that Paul Pogba has had a long-running transfer saga. I also think that Luke Shaw's very, very good. He's improved under Ole. Defensively, he's been good. He's got forward well. He's got into good positions and he's put good crosses into the box. My only element of concern about Luke Shaw is that he is injury prone. Tellez, is good. He's done alright in some of the games he's played in, but obviously Tellez hasn't played as much as we all expected, and surprisingly Luke Shaw still remains our first choice left back. Eric Bay, like I said, he's done well since he started playing again. And Wan-Bissaka, defensively superb, but we've got concerns about his lack of attacking intent and his distribution. Now, David De Gea wasn't good against Sheffield recently, but I think there has been games this season where he has looked good and it looks like he's getting back to his best. Some Man United fans have pointed fingers, saying that Ole Gunnar Solskjaer's, or one of Ole Gunnar Solskjaer's biggest problems at the club is David De Gea. So there you go. So anyway guys, that's everything to update you today. Drop your comments, likes below on the channel. If you do, consider subscribe as always, and take care. God bless. See you all again very, very soon.